Hello and welcome back to our channel Government Law College Sirohi. I'm Vijay Kumar, Assistant Professor at GLC Sirohi. In the series of video lecture, we are going to study about the different subjects that is being taught to the law students studying in Mohanlal Sukhadia University. The first part of this lecture we have discussed about the contract of indemnity, and the second part we have discussed about the contract of guarantee. These are the part of law of contract 2, which is taught in LLB second year. Now, these are the specific type of contract. The contract of indemnity, as we have discussed, is provided under section 124 of the Contract Act, and the contract of guarantee is provided under section 126 of the Contract Act. So just briefly we will discuss about what we have learned till now. So about the contract of indemnity, the definition, the parties, the purpose of contract of indemnity, the scope, nature, and the contract of guarantee, that is section 126 and 127 of the Contract Act. Apart from this, we have also discussed about the we've also discussed about the different types of guarantee, the discharge of surety and rights of surety will be discussed in the next lecture. So about the contract of indemnity, the indemnity is basically when one person compensate the losses of the other person, that is the indemnifier promises to make good the loss which is suffered by the other party, that is the indemnified. The definition given under section 124. We have also discussed about various examples relating to contract of indemnity, the mode of entering into the contract of indemnity, the essential of valid contract of indemnity, which is similar to what we have discussed in the essential of general contract. So thereafter, the rights of indemnity holder and the rights of indemnified, the both parties' rights and duties also were discussed in the previous lecture. In the last lecture, we have discussed about the contract of guarantee. There were three parties in contract of guarantee, that is surety, principal debtor, and the creditor. The definition of contract of guarantee, the scope of responsibility and the rights of the three parties, surety, principal debtor, and creditor, were also discussed. Various examples relating to the contract of guarantee were discussed. One of the important thing about the contract of guarantee that we have discussed was there were three contract. That is, one is the primary contract, which is between the creditor and the debtor. There is a secondary contract which operates between creditor and the surety, and then there is a third contract which is between principal debtor and the surety, which is an implied contract. And for the implied contract, the consideration is similar, which is in the primary contract. Now, there were several essential features of guarantee, which is the payment of debt, consideration, then existence of liability. There has to be no misrepresentation or concealment of the fact as per section 142 and 143. The contract may be oral or written, and joining of co-sureties, which is under section 144. These were discussed in the last lecture. Now, in this lecture, we are going to discuss about the types of guarantee. So, what are the different types of guarantee? Basically, there are two types of guarantee. One is specific guarantee, and the other one is continuing guarantee. So, what is specific guarantee and what is continuing guarantee? The specific guarantee is given under section 128, and the continuing guarantee is given under section 129 of the Contract Act. Now, it says that, I will read out the definition. A guarantee which extends to a single debt or the specific transaction is called a specific guarantee. So it's very simple, as the name suggests. It is a specific, so it is task specific. On the completion of task, the guarantee is discharged. So it is only for one act or one particular set of act or a particular specific transaction. Surety's liability comes to an end when the guaranteed debt is duly discharged or the promise is duly performed. इसमें क्या होता है कि एक पर्टिकुलर टास्क के लिए, एक पर्टिकुलर एक्ट के लिए, एक पर्टिकुलर काम के लिए या एक पर्टिकुलर ट्रांजैक्शन के लिए जो है गारंटी इंटर इनटू की जाती है दो पार्टी के लिए। जैसे ही वो एक्ट, वो टास्क, वो परफॉर्मेंस या वो लाइबिलिटी खत्म हो जाती है, गारंटी जो है अपने आप कॉन्ट्रैक्ट जो है एंड हो जाता है। हम एग्जांपल लेते हैं, जैसे कि एक गारंटी है फॉर द पेमेंट टू बी फॉर द प्राइस ऑफ 5 बैग ऑफ राइस टू बी डिलीवर्ड बाय बी टू सी। बी जो है सी को कुछ सामान डिलीवर करने वाला है, 5 बैग राइस के डिलीवर करने वाला है, और उसके लिए ए गारंटी देता है बी को कि अगर सी पेमेंट नहीं करेगा तो मैं कर दूंगा। सो बी को गारंटी दी जाती है ए के द्वारा। नाउ बी जो है डिलीवरी कर देता है सी को, और सी है उसका पेमेंट कर देता है। ऑटोमेटिकली जो गारंटी दी गई है वो सिर्फ उस पर्टिकुलर डिलीवरी के लिए दी गई है, नेक्स्ट डिलीवरी के लिए नहीं दी गई है या कंटिन्यूस डिलीवरी के लिए नहीं दी गई है। तो जैसे ही सी ने पेमेंट कर दिया एंड बी को रिसीव हो गया, द कॉन्ट्रैक्ट कम्स टू एन एंड। दूसरा एग्जांपल लेते हैं। सपोज करो कि किसी पर्सन ने हाउसिंग लोन लिया है ऑफ अमाउंट रुपीज़ से 10 लाख, और वो 10 लाख रुपीज़ का जो अमाउंट का लोन लिया गया है उसके लिए कोई थर्ड पार्टी गारंटी प्रोवाइड करती है बैंक को। देन जिस पर्सन ने लोन लिया है वो उस लोन के लिए ही गारंटी एप्लीकेबल रहेगी। अगर वो लोन फ्यूचर में वह पर्सन कोई और लोन या टॉपअप या और कुछ एक्स्ट्रा अमाउंट बैंक से किसी दूसरे अकाउंट में एक्वायर करता है तो उसके लिए गारंटी एप्लीकेबल नहीं होगी। सो अप टू 10 लाख रुपीज़ ओनली, and that also once the payment is done the guarantor is liability is discharged। so ये एक पर्टिकुलर टास्क के लिए, पर्टिकुलर एक्ट के लिए हुई गारंटी को हम लोग स्पेसिफिक गारंटी या स्पेसिफाइड गारंटी कहते हैं। इस केस में क्या हो रहा है कि ए का जो इंटेंशन है टू गारंटी ओनली फॉर द पेमेंट ऑफ प्राइस ऑफ 5 बैग ऑफ राइस टू बी डिलीवर्ड ऑन टाइम। सेकेंड टाइम, थर्ड टाइम, फोर्थ टाइम, फिफ्थ टाइम अगर कोई ट्रांजेक्शन होता है फ्यूचर में तो ए की ऐसी कोई इंटेंशन नहीं थी उनको गारंटी करने की, सो इट विल नॉट बी एप्लीकेबल टू दोज एक्ट। द सेकेंड type of contract is continuing guarantee. In case of continuing guarantee, what happens? It extends to a series of transactions. So it is not up to one task or one transaction. It is a series of transaction which happens frequently. It may be monthly transaction, weekly transaction, there is a fortnightly transaction or yearly transaction. There is no time specified for that, but there must be series of transaction. So the guarantee is continuous. The guarantee is not discharged. The guarantee for one transaction may be discharged, but then the other transaction guarantee will continue. So guarantee automatically the contract will get renewed upon the completion of first transaction. The second transaction contract will automatically get renewed. There is no need for any formal written or oral agreement between the parties. It is understood from it depends on fact to fact, but it is understood from the terms of contract that is entered into between the surety and the other party. If the surety undertakes to guarantee a series of transactions, then in that case, in this case what will happen, unless the guarantee will continue unless it is revoked by one of the party. So if the surety discharges itself from the contract or surety is no more willing to undertake the liability, then as far as the future transaction is concerned, the surety can discharge itself from the guarantee. But as far as the past transaction which had already taken place, the liability which is already extinguished, for those liability the guarantor will have to be liable. Now in this example we will see, on A's recommendation, B, a wealthy landlord, employs C as his estate manager. It was the duty of C to collect rent on 1st of every month from the tenant of B, and remit the same to B before 5th of every month. A guarantee this agreement and promises to make good any default committed by C. This is a contract of continuous guarantee. So what happens is that B है जो एक रिच पर्सन है जिसके बहुत सारे अकाउंट है और कई सारी प्रेमाइसेस से उसे मंथली रेंट्स आते हैं, वो रेंट कलेक्शन के लिए वो सी को एंगेज करता है और सी जो भी टास्क परफॉर्म करता है, सी का टास्क ये रहता है कि हर महीने की 5 तारीख को उसे रेंट कंट्रोल करना है, सॉरी रेंट कलेक्ट करना है फ्रॉम डिफरेंट स्टेक होल्डर्स. सो सी जो है अपनी ड्यूटी में अगर फेल होता है तो उसकी लाइबिलिटी के लिए ए जो है गारंटी देता है बी को. So in case if there is any mistake, any means anything wrong done by C towards B while collecting the rent, A will be held liable. Now in this case what will happen? B has not taken a specific guarantee and not given a specific guarantee. So once